Welcome to an introduction to Akashic Reading. Today I'm going to give you an example of a part of an Akashic Reading that I initiated with someone very close to me. She has given me permission to show this as an example to you as to what you might encounter during our specific Akashic readings. I will also provide on my YouTube channel many other examples as people are willing to share. As you enter in and listen to this Akashic reading, listen in to see how the questions that I ask you in the questionnaire serve to help support an Akashic reading. Note that I will enter into Akashic reading with a specific prayer. I may use drums or other musical instruments. We may sit in meditation for a short period of time before we enter in. Whatever I am guided to do to help bring both of us into a synchronicity and for me to enter into this sacred experience. As you are in this experience, sit in an open attention. As you sit and listen beyond the words deeper, you may become aware of certain experiences that will become open to you. You may see them in a new way. Some of these experiences may not have even occurred in this lifetime, but whatever shows up will be in response to the questions and the intent that you have entering into your Akashic reading. You will notice at the end of this that there is a blessing shared specifically with grace. This is something that often will show up and occur within my Akashic readings, but it also may not show up for you. If we are delving into some specific matters, experiencing certain healings, then this part of the Akashic reading may then be postponed to another time. Once again, your Akashic reading will be specific for you and will show up according to your desires. I ask that in preparation, you take some time, 24 hours before your meeting with me, to sit in meditation, to consider the questions you have in your life, to write down important things or important experiences, and bring those questions to the Akashic reading. I also suggest that you not partake of any alcohol or any medicinal herbs for 24 hours before your session. This will help bring a clarity and help hone in your signature into the Akashic records and will help to disseminate any dissonance within your system. I appreciate your dedication and your intent in your life to step and to know yourself more fully. This is a beautiful step, but there are many other steps and opportunities available to you. I invite you to check out all of my other services and also look into the books offered so that you can have different opportunities of exploring yourself and a new, larger world. I invite you to sit back, take a deep breath, and listen in as I share with you an example of an Akashic reading. Ask that. I will enter into this reading laying down any selfish egoic response and communicate what I receive for the highest good of all here. The Akashic records are open. Akashic records are open. They are open. They are open. Welcome, Grace and Gwen. We will be leading you on a little journey of discovery here, with information here in the Akashic, of course, and connected to all that is already opened within both of you. We now open the records of Grace. As we do so, Gwen is being pulled in and is becoming aware of some story of Grace. In a galactic sense that aligns to the question that she asks. And would you kind of repeat the questions that you were asking?
There were several inquiries, but I had this deep desire, deep draw to create justice, to not allow those who hurt others to continue on in that way, to even if necessary, force people to face their consequences, to see what they are doing and how they are hurting others. It angers me to see people being careless. It angers me to see people who have little integrity and little caring for how what they do affects others. It makes me want to annihilate them, frankly.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been put in a position ever since I was first born to not have the power to do that. I've been placed in situations where I haven't been able to accomplish those types of things. And I recently went through Ayahuasca and felt a lot of healing and letting go, but then coming back from that, letting go of some things that were pretty horrible that happened to me, some people who did some pretty shitty stuff. And then I came back from that, and then I was exposed to some old history, and that drive for justice, that drive to not allow pain to run rampant in the world, unchecked, came up. The emotions that I feel now are very deep. Very deep. And even though I feel more power and energy within me, I feel a lot of different emotions that are coming up concerning things that have been challenging for me in my life. A lot of emotions coming up. And I also wonder about this experience with ayahuasca, this experience of some pretty amazing shifts taking place, but then for days I've experienced almost kind of like an ayahuasca when I go to sleep at night. And I'm not understanding the purpose, the reasoning for that, how that may be beneficial, what is all that about, and what can be done with it. And how can I go about continuing forward, learning how to use the power in my voice? Is that really something that will be allowed in this lifetime with me, that I get to experience? If so, what steps may I take to help me continue to find the power within me of creating a new life of joy and peace, and not allowing myself to be taken advantage of in ways that have happened in the past, and allow myself to be a benefit and actually make a difference in a good way.
Okay, this is there's a lot of information here.
Yeah.
What I am being shown is that there is a long history within you in your lives, your many lives, surrounding wanting justice. So much so that it is even a part of a core energy of within your entity. And it is so core part of you that you assume that it is only right that this belief and this system be an integral part of anything that is living.
Yes.
And what I am seeing, I see what I'm being shown is a part of your story of actually being someone who was trying to save people in a devastating kind of battle. It was just kind of this massacre of people who were innocent and you were one of the leaders trying to get them out to safety and move them along. These kinds of incidences you have lived in different lives, and you have brought this sense of justice, this innate sense of respect for life and honoring of people and honesty and this kind of integrity that you feel should be inherent in the qualities of anything that is alive, right?
Yeah, I do feel that.
And
if I witness something different, it angers me, and sometimes, it can disgust me. It's hard for me to understand someone existing in a different frame of mind.
Yes. And this is because it is so innately ingrained within your energetic form and your expression. It is so deeply a part of your experience of life that what they're saying is it's hard for you to respect the value of life that doesn't hold it as dear as you do.
Yes.
And this is a benefit and a burden. And this has put you in situations too, as you have chosen to take on different forms and lives, where you have become very frustrated and very mad and very upset because you walk into every situation expecting for that value and quality to be present.
Yes. Yes.
And when it is not present, it is something that it hits the core of you, and you take offense that it would not always be so that way.
It can be offensive. It can be very hurtful.
Yeah.
Especially if I see how it can cause pain in others.
Mm-hmm.
How it creates distrust and so forth, and
Mm-hmm.
and it yes.
And this is a quality that you've worked so hard at. It is something that it's hard for you to believe that anyone would even think of doing anything other than it.
Yes.
And so this is a challenge for you in your person, because just like any other thing, if one walks into a situation and expects everyone to value and for the same qualities that are ingrained and deepened and matured within them to be available and present in everyone else,
mm-hmm.
then there can be much disappointment.
Yes.
There can be much disappointment, and it automatically, the frustration and dissonance that can occur, that automatically creates a struggle, a war, because the person expecting people to be in the same place is then saying, it is wrong that you are not in the same place as me.
Yes.
It is wrong that you are not in the same place as me.
Yes, exactly.
So the guides, speaking of, there's a difference between you recognizing that someone has not matured in a certain level of a quality
mm-hmm.
that you feel is important, and you recognizing that, there's a difference between that and judging and being offended that life could exist without this being fully integrated, understood, and embraced within the life itself.
Yes.
So this is bringing much conflict into your experience. And this is a part of the huge experience that you are gaining in order to bring balance to you owning what is your truth, yet also allowing for others to be where they are in their maturation. And you being able to do that also gives you the freedom to know who you wish to actually be around. When you enter into a circumstance and you assume that people are going to act in a certain way, it can create a blinding, because the anger then that you have, that it could be elsewhere, you're saying, I don't want to see that could happen. I don't want to see that could exist, that people could hurt each other intentionally, that people aren't being honest and caring for each other. So you're entering, and when you do that, at times you don't see the honest truth of where someone is truly at. And this is an important thing that you will be learning, and you're just simply maturing in this area in your experience, because even though you have experienced death, destruction, and pain for humanity and all life, you now are starting to see that you also are offered the beauty and the many things of life. And we get to enter in and know that all of these options are going to be available to us. And a part of us living in and of itself is grace, the grace of life, which is your name, Grace. This grace of life is something, an ease, a movement that we get to embrace as a part of life. And this then helps us overcome the challenges that we face, even due to other people's choices of abuse or not keeping promises. That as we live in grace, we are guided through to ways of being nurtured and helped along the way. And that this quality in and of itself is a new quality that you are developing and gaining in your life and your lives in your form and an entity of what you are. And it will help round you out in your experience of life so that you can enter in and see the dynamics and not be caught off in a war that keeps you in a unmovable stance and a hardened place. And as you trust in this grace and learn in this movement, that you will find even more fulfillment even in the challenging times. This is where you get to focus your attention. It is not on what other people have done, but it is the quality of grace in your life. And as you focus on the quality of grace in your life, you will become a beacon, a home to people who desire refuge. They will come and seek wisdom from you because they will feel the safety, the truth, and the quality of your integrity. And that safety will then be a home for them, and they will feel that and learn these qualities and delve into these qualities for themselves, finding a way to see them and develop them within themselves. This is a part of the process that you are engaged in now, and this is a great service that you get to be for people, because you are a large, beautiful entity and you draw much respect from many. And as you do this, once again, you will become more well-rounded in your expression, and you will be able to live a happier, more full life. So now, as you talk about what to focus on and about these dreams that you are having after going into a ceremony experience, the ceremony experience is in a way a replication, or is opening up into you many times, many educations that you have received surrounding how you can use power, bring the power that you understand in your spirit into the body. It is simply opening that intelligence to you, and it is planted or opened the architectural blueprints, the forms of what this looks like for you and your body and your system. This does not need to necessarily take years and years and years of your lifetime, but you will develop and grow within it. And as you step into places where you feel insecure, which is something you do not like to feel. This insecurity, which is a challenge to you and is a part of this fight that you have with people who are dishonest, who are not being keeping their word, is you do not like to feel this insecurity.
Yes.
And as you learn to enter into it, also being with grace, being in grace, that you will allow this flow to open up more within you and your body and your heart and your system, and it will offer unto you a peace that you have not known before, and you will naturally open and wish to express in these beautiful ways. It may take a little bit of time, but you already have developed so much presence in your voice, and your presence has been developed through many lifetimes and is a part of the quality of your spirit. You speak, and you know through word that your word comes to pass. This is a part of what you bring, this power, this knowledge. As you learn and grow, this will become stronger and simpler, cleaner, not so insistent, but true and on the mark. As you stretch and learn in this grace, you don't need to necessarily be worried about now you have to do anything in order, because you're receiving this information and your body is opening to these blueprints. You may decide, though, to write down some of the things you are experiencing or record them so that you remember, and in moments you may go revisit them and practice these breathing techniques and ways of movement for your body to open and discover itself. This, in a way, is the starting of your own unique journey, your own medicinal journey, Grace, in this lifetime. Your walk into this space of shaman work, you are entering into this yourself. And even though Gwen has been a part of opening you to understand yourself in these ways, you are now entering into this in your own unique way. Both of you will accentuate and support each other in this, but you do have your own unique gifts and your own unique ways that you will develop. And enjoy yourself on this path. Know that you have the power to do so, to enter into these ways, and to find the specific forms and ways that you will serve, and your specific voice, and how you will bring people in to question, to through their intelligence, to soften and enter into places of the unknown, and be willing to lay aside what they think is right and enter into a new experience. This will be a gift to many. So it is time to celebrate. You can celebrate and know this is a happy road you are on. This is a road where you will learn, you will be surprised, you will be guided through the stars, the heavens, through the path that you walk on. And as you and your husband and others who are close to you walk, that you will all gain an experience surrounding this, and you will enjoy life in your unique surprises and discoveries. So this is a happy thing. You do not need to feel like there is some heavy burden placed upon you. This is an important part of your discovery of yourself and the delight of what you are. This is the main answer for the questions that you have asked for your Akashic reading. Is there any particular relationship or question you have concerning
Yes, it was concerning my relationships with those that are most important, my children, my husband, particularly the insights concerning my ex-husbands, and anything of that nature. As I go through this transition, of course, it always affects others, and I get concerned about how that affects relationships and how that may impact other people, and how to make sure that I am fulfilling any kind of contract or commitment I feel that might have been set up or made for me when it comes to, especially family members are most important to me. My husband, my children.
Mm-hmm. Right. There are things that Gwen is being shown. Your two youngest children are beings which you have helped before in they were a part of the people who were injured and you helped escape. They are a species that was nearly destroyed or was very, how may I put it, damaged from the wars and the experiences that they had. You are leaving your contract with them.
I am leaving my contract.
You are living your contract with them. Your husband has, in this life, who now you are with, has served with you before also, and has served with you in councils and been supportive of you in your journeys. He is well tuned into what being a support to you is. He will continue to grow and learn. There is a specific brother which you do have contract with, as well as Gwen does. You have contract to support him in his creative endeavors. This is due to what was known would be emotionally challenging life, and the creative endeavors that he engages in is a part of what will help him through this life. He is his system is very challenged in being on Earth.
Yes.
He is challenged but wanting to do his part. He is connected to the family and wants to show that he can do his part, even though it may be hard for him. It is important to show and know compassion to him and celebrate the creative endeavors that he does engage in. These are what are considered the main contracts right now that we see here you engaging in. Of course, your children are a part of your contracts, but they are growing and developing on their own. Olivia, your grandchild is a part of your contract, but it is nothing to worry about. All of these things will simply flow and you will walk through them, because your heart is connected to family, and you do consider them and wish to care for them. We wish to say, do not compare how you mother to other people, other mothers. You have your unique ways. This is important for you to recognize. When you make a contract, your contract is not for you to be other than what you are. These souls know what they chose. They came into this life under your care, and it chose to do so. They will learn to ask for what they need. You will learn to serve them in the best ways that you can. You will learn to help them stand when they need to learn how to stand. You will assist in those milestones in life for them, and you will see when it is time to shove them out of the nest to see them fly, so to speak.
I've been tempted to do that many times, but that has not happened.
There will be changes occurring soon, but it is nothing to worry too much. It will naturally come to a point where you see exactly how things may resolve. Other than that, there is none within your life. There are those who you will be meeting in your life who you do have contracts, but they are not of a what one would call a serious nature of owing or debt. They are of creative contract with each other. They are of building joy and creating and movement and establishing many great things in the world. You have yet to meet a few of these people in your life, and you are in the process of meeting some of them. So there is much more for you to look forward to in your life. You are doing well with Gwen in your support, and she soon will be moving into new spaces and will be expanding in what she can do. You are doing well in your support with her, and you two will continue to be close and work together, creating beautiful things together. The Akashic is now coming to a close, and we wish to leave you with a blessing. We are here, and Archangel Michael is here. He is in his presence, and he sees you. He sees you and wishes to offer you a gift. And of course, he has his sword, his lovely sword, and is looking upon you. And he says, "Dear Grace, you are a wondrous beauty. I have always loved you and will always love you. Please be close and know that you and we are God. We are one together, and continue to blossom and grow, move, and know yourself in the movement of love. You are learning and you are strong, and I am excited to see every step that you take, every definitive movement of yours. I celebrate this, and there are many here who celebrate this. Continue in your way, honing and fine-tuning the ways which you find joy in life, and you will celebrate. There is nothing to worry about. You have a tendency to worry about duty. What is your duty? What you're supposed to do? These things have already been taken care of. You are in your duty right now, just you taking your very breath. This is already taken care of. You don't need to worry about it anymore. Simply walk and be and enjoy yourself. being in this weird human form. And we'll enjoy it with you, and we'll have stories to tell. So go and have fun, lady girl. And he wants to give you a little spank on your ass and send you out the door.
That's me.
And so that is the Masters of the Akashic. I think that's humorous. And the records are now being closed. We thank all the guides and all who have been here. We now close the records in sacred communion and union. Thank you all who've been here. The records are now closed. The records are now closed. The records are